calamity, karma comes right back around. What goes around comes around. You one day babes. You one day babes. She's pissed.
Just because you don't work, it doesn't mean it can't work with someone else that comes in.
Why somebody that comes in, why not somebody that's already here?
One boy's back on the market.
Potentially there could be people in here already.
Got mug written across my head.
I think it's a little bit of karma, to be honest with you.
And a recoupling sends one girl home.
I think I have to just lock it off with my...
Jesus Christ.
I just feel like I've got the ick.
Yeah, no, you can't go back.
I've got the ick. You can't go back.
Lord have mercy.
You've gone ick times 10.
Just like little things annoys me. Honestly, girls, thinking about it, I'm like, I don't want to be around. I don't want him to touch me. I don't want him to kiss me. I just don't want to be around the boy. And listen, genuinely, girls, I am unhappy. It's been 2 weeks, and I feel like I should have like stronger feelings than I do. How much more time can I give it before?
Okay, Michael, you can drag her now.
Almost like me.
Leanne, why are you stressing me today? Why are you stressing me? Why are you doing this for free? Who asked for this? Please, who asked for this? And you said you didn't mislead him. The delusion. The absolute delusion. I'm tired. I'm over it. I'm genuinely tired.
Leanne, I don't understand what's going on here. I don't know what you're doing. I don't understand how you played this guy and how you just did it so effortlessly, as if I'm just so bemused by this whole situation. Leanne. Oh, wow.
I really have wanted us to work, but I just feel like more time can I give it before I just have to admit maybe she's not banging.
Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hope you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, Murad_Murali, and let's get into this video. Buy some merch if you guys want to, because we do have a lot to talk about when it comes to this particular video. We're gonna head straight into it, and we obviously saw the progression of the downfall of Mike and Leanne.
Give something a chance,
Yeah, no,
and I'm trying to make something bang. So it's
because
like I don't think you should like be angry at me for like.
And I feel like this was just very distasteful. The way that Leanne did it, I feel, could have been a bit better. I feel like she wasn't as sympathetic about the situation at hand here. She obviously, you know, was venting to the girls and was very upset and irritated by the entire situation. The fact that she repulses this man so much, she doesn't want him to touch her, and you know, is just completely irritated by Mike. And I feel like you didn't display this behavior from what we saw in the past couple of weeks. Like, you were very giddy with him screaming under, you know, the quilt. You picked him. Apparently you said to him that he has nothing to worry about. Leanne, you said to Mike that he has nothing to worry about. And then later on you then said, I don't like you. And then you tried to say that you don't send mixed signals. I don't understand what you're doing here.
You tried. You know what I mean? No?
No, yeah.
You don't agree?
And I feel like you're really troubling my mind. You're really troubling my spirit, my soul. And I did not ask for this. I simply did not ask for this at all. And I genuinely find it to be very, very irritating and confusing indeed.
You do genuinely like someone and it doesn't work out, but you know.
And obviously you can tell that Mike was absolutely heartbroken by the entire situation. These two could have definitely made it to the final, but at the same time, you know, Leanne, you could argue, is being genuine, but I feel like, is she really genuine? Because she wasn't being genuine this past 2 weeks, so what was she then? To now suddenly she's genuine. I feel like she's played the guy, she sent mixed signals. I feel like her behavior has been very unfair, and I completely agree with Mike where that there needed to be more clarity, there needed to be more of an outline, boundaries to let you know where you are, healthy communication, and definitely Leanne did not help with that at all. all, and I feel like it's very unfair on Mike, and I just feel sorry for him in that respect. I feel like a lot of people do, and I also feel like Leanne is now definitely in danger and is vulnerable, and I just feel like it's a very poor move to make. She could have just faked it to the final, child.
A bit more clarity would always be nice.
I just don't see how I've misled you at all.
Like, why don't you just fake that to the final? But then again, it can be very hard for you to do so I can kind of see that. But at the same time, you claim you have no feelings for him, he disgusts you, but this wasn't the behaviour you were exhibiting in the last 2 weeks. It was the complete opposite. So it's like perhaps you were trying to play this game and you just couldn't do it anymore, and you just said F it. So I just find that to be very confusing. But at the same time, Mike is now moving on to Sophie, as we've seen in the teaser. We're going to get into that obviously tomorrow, not really dive deep into that today, because today is about the review of what we saw. But we saw a glimpse of Mike and Sophie, and it seems that Mike is definitely on the hunt for somebody new, and I feel like Leanne doesn't really have anybody else cheering for her or wanting her, so she is definitely in trouble, and trouble is going to follow her, and I feel like she will leave the villa very, very soon. Moving on, we then have Naz and Demi.
It's like a bird, what the hell?
It's like coming off.
And these two are obviously getting on like a house on fire. They both have great personalities. They're both very, just giddy. They're laughing, good banter, good chemistry, back and forth. And this is what Naz needs. He needs somebody to come into the villa who likes him and, gets on with him, and they just become like good friends. That's like a baseline, and then you have a relationship building on that so that we as an audience can be taken through the steps of that. And I feel like, this could go one way or the other. One way could go where these two could build a strong relationship and I feel like go to the final. I genuinely feel like Naz is going to win the competition. I'm not just saying that because he's my best friend, but I don't just see any other front runners up. I don't see it.
Nah, that would just make my life a lot easier.
I like brown hair and brown eyes. Like that is
Brown hair and brown eyes?
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even got brown hair, so...
I don't see Callum and Sean. I feel like are maybe at the most, but there's nobody else. And I feel like Naz is in a similar predicament as Amber. Lest we forget, Amber obviously went through a lot, and the last 2 weeks, Gregory came in. Next thing you know, they won the competition over Molly May and Tommy. And I feel like Naz could do the same thing. Somebody comes in and he could win the competition over Callum and Shauna. And I feel like that is what is going to take place here. I genuinely feel that is what is going to take place here. But the other hand, I feel like is Demi playing Naz, because she was so keen to have a date with him, and I found it to be very confusing. Like, you're on a date with Finley, yet you're telling Finley about how much you like Naz.
Oh shit, you weren't. Never mind, it was a table.
Like, can you just calm down? I feel like she's just very excited. Who goes on 2 separate dates and informs him that they like Naz? I don't understand why you were doing that. I feel like you would wait to tell him, because number one, it can be disrespectful to the people you're on dates with. Not that they were checking for you, but still. And on second occasion, I just feel like, calm down. I feel like you're doing a little bit too much, and I feel like maybe you know about his popularity and you want to take advantage of it. So I feel like this could go left or right. So we'll definitely see which one I feel like, this could go. We do like them together, but perhaps she could be playing, and if Casa Amor takes place, because apparently Love Island isn't ending end of February now, it's going to be ending end of March. So I don't know what's going on. Perhaps they're extending it back to 8 weeks, which means Casa Amor, South Africa version could take place, which means that perhaps either one could be effed. We don't know how this could turn, to be honest. We just don't flipping know how this could turn. But at the same time, I'm here for Naz, looking great again in my sexy shirt. Looking great again in my sexy shirt, most definitely. I feel like I love how he wears it. I mean, I gave him quite the other stuff, but I love how he wears it when it comes to important situations for himself, because he knows it slaps and it bangs on him. I just feel like it's just absolutely funny. And when he says that, how he has tuna, kind of like corn, I don't know what he was saying, but something for his breakfast. Like, he's told me that all the time. So I know that he's being his genuine self. He's being his genuine self in that villa. What I see in person and how I've got to spend time with my very close, good best friend, throughout the years, is exactly what I'm seeing on TV. He's completely being himself, and that's why I have 100% confidence in him winning the show. It's not as if he's faking something or, lying or whatever, because of course I would have to be my objective self and call it out, but I don't see it. I don't see it. He's being his genuine self, and I'm so here for that for sure. We then have this Shanice, Luke, and Rebecca triangle that is seeming to be, going to be cut off very quickly, because Rebecca is definitely pissed off.
Either of them are being straight with us, like wearing a triangle, and everyone knows this.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's blatant.
Like, the tables have turned. Karma is real. When you do clownery, Rebecca, the clownery comes back to bite. You were very, somebody who didn't care about stepping on people's, shoes or feet or whatever, child. I don't know what people be wearing. Clogs. You weren't afraid to be stepping on them, child, at all. And now look at that's turned on you. Shanice now has options, and you have nobody. Luke has made it very clear that he wants to be with Shanice. Rebecca is now vulnerable. The new boy did not pick Rebecca for a date either, so she really has no interest, and she was probably the most impactful bombshell. And just, I feel like this episode really highlights the degradation of Rebecca. It really highlights the downfall of Rebecca to being such an impactful bombshell, and how it did not last long at all.
I've kept him in this villa. He's sharing a bed with me.
Yeah.
And he can't even be straight up and open with us. How fucking hypocritical are the both of them? Like,
People were comparing her to Maura. I feel like Maura was more active, and Rebecca was more passive. Both were effective but in different ways, but Maura was a bit more long-lasting, where I just genuinely feel like we have Rebecca who, like, nobody's checking for you, and you're vulnerable, and you're probably going to be going home this week. That would irritate me, because I don't like how we have so many Love Islanders coming in and they just become discarded so quickly. I feel like we need to get to know them, and it just kind of throws away the genuinity and the organic flow of these people if they just come in for a week to mess things up and then gone. I just feel like we need to see more of them. We need to see more of them. But it seems like Shanice obviously isn't here for it. I was like, this is going to be karma for you, and it seems that their food is going to be reignited because Rebecca is pissed off. She's seeing what's going on. Apparently they're meant to be very open with each other, meant to be a truce, but Shanice is not obeying to that truce, and it clearly, you know, seeing these people around her flirting and everything is rattling Rebecca, but she was doing the same to everybody else.
I've kept him in this villa. He's sharing a bed with me.
Yeah.
And he can't even be straight up and open with us. How fucking hypocritical are the both of them? Like,
and all I can say to Rebecca is the game is the game. The game is the game. I'm beginning to also like Jess and Sophie when they're together. I feel like Jess within herself is becoming this kind of not only mediator to people who have tension, but Jess herself is becoming a very effective narrator. When, you know, things are going on in the villa, we as an audience are watching, and she likes to talk about and hover over storylines and what is going on and where it could progress to. And I feel like that in itself is a very comforting role for us as an audience to observe, to have somebody there to kind of observe everybody else and talk about what could potentially happen. And that in itself allows storylines to settle in for us to be engaged in. I'm also beginning to like the progression of Naz and Sophie and their friendship. I feel like it's just very organic. They're joking, they're laughing, the chemistry. Again, it brings out more fun side of not only Sophie but Naz as well. So I definitely can see that. And this particular new Wallace guy, I'm not really here for him. Yes, he's a good looking lad, but I feel like his personality is so dead.
You're going to be quite open-minded with people coming in.
It would have to take that someone really special, fun.
Anything where thrill seeking it.
Thrill seeking?
Yeah, I think
Have you been skydiving before?
No, but it's on the list. Have you done it?
No.
You fancy it?
Do I fancy it?
It's so washed out. My guy hasn't smiled, cracked a joke. He isn't somebody, you know, his personality is just dead. So I feel like him and Shanice will last for here and there. Who will she pick? I don't know. Luke is somebody who will not give up, but clearly Shanice has her eyes on Wallace. And to be honest with you, I think she might pick Wallace, but at the same day, Wallace's personality is just so dead. Like, I'm sorry, like I'm kind of just over him now. I just feel like, you know, what you bring into the show, I don't understand. You said you were PT like 25 times, and that's really it. And I just kind of just tired and over it. Demi, I feel like I like her energy and her vibe, but given the way people have acted on the show in the past, I feel like we need to be very careful and tread carefully, because she could be using Naz, but at the same time, perhaps she could be the one for Naz, and these two will win the competition together with their bubbly selves. I feel like I can definitely see that happening. Let me know your thoughts are when it comes to this video. Let me know. Please do subscribe. Click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, Murad_Morali. Buy some merch if you guys want to. Subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.